Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video to show you how to change the battery in the iPhone 6. So during this process we're going to be using a few different tools. One of the tools that I'm going to be using is a suction cup tool, and I'll explain in a bit how this works. The other things that we're going to be using is a Phillips screwdriver size 000, and we're going to be using a small Torx screwdriver size 0. So I'll include links in the video description for these tools that I'm going to be using to work on this, or any parts that I'm going to be using during this process. I'll include links in the video description for them as well if you want to check them out. So first what we will need to do is in the bottom right down here, there's two little screws, and we're going to need to use this Torx screwdriver, and we're going to need to remove these two screws right here. So next what we will do is we'll use this handy little suction tool. Now you can use another suction cup like these ones if you want, and you can just put them on the front here, but it's a lot easier to use this tool. They're not very expensive at all, and you can get these tools, and what they do is they attach on the front and the back like this. Now what you want to do is stay as close to the home button as you can down here, and if you have a cracked screen or anything like that, you just can put a piece of a tape over here like packing tape, and then you have something to adhere to. And so what we're going to do is just gently pry up on this screen. As you can see, mine came apart just like that. Now if you have to, you can use a little pry tool to pry in here. I have a little plastic pry tool like this, and what you have to, if you need to get it started a little bit, you can pry right under here just a little bit, and then once this thing lets loose, you can just go ahead and remove it. The next what you need to do is carefully pry up on the screen here. And then there's this plate right here, and there's 5 screws, and you're going to want to remove those, and make sure you keep those screws in the right order because some of them are different sizes. So next what we're going to want to do is remove this cover right here. I'm just going to use a tweezers so you can see easy enough. And then what we're going to want to do, I like to use this plastic pry tool because that way I don't short anything out for sure. You can use your fingers even if you want, your fingernails. But just go ahead and loosen this connector right here, and then just go ahead and loosen the connector right behind it, and then this one over here, just kind of in order as they come up, that you can take these apart. And so there's 4 connectors, and then the whole screen comes off just like that. So next what we're going to want to do is remove these 2 screws right here, the battery plate cover, and they're both Phillips screws, and you want to make sure to keep track of them because they're a different size. Then we can go ahead and remove this plate cover. Just pull it off of there. To change the battery, what you will want to do is disconnect this connector right here. Then what we're going to want to do, we'll start with right over here. See these little tabs right here? You want to peel up on these little tabs on the battery. You want the white and everything to come along. Once you got them all unstuck, what you want to do is just grab that tab right there, and you want to just, let's grab this battery tab right here. Just grab it and slowly pull. Well, these ones want to tear on me. These 2 tabs both tore on me, so what I'm going to have to do is hit it with a hair dryer on the back here a little bit, and then we're going to try to get it out of here. Okay guys, so I wanted to show you what ended up happening here to get this battery out. What I ended up doing, there's this vibrator down here, and this is a good easy thing to take out. There's just a screw on this side and a screw on this side, and you can grab this vibrator and take it right out. And then what you need to do is apply a little heat on the back side, and then this is the safest place to pry, right under here, because there's these little flex cables up here towards the top that you could damage if you pry from the bottom. And also the logic board and stuff is over here. So down here it's only the headphone jack, which is plastic, and you can use like something that you can pry with that's really thin that you can get under there, and just carefully pry back and forth. And if you're replacing the battery, you won't care if you damage it a little, but just go careful so you don't bend anything. Just go really careful and just work your way up. And chances are you're going to need to replace this adhesive. I'm going to replace it with something, and I'll show you what I end up doing. This is what I ended up doing. And what I wanted to show you is what this is. It's just an adhesive strip, and I'll include a link in the video description where I found this. And you're probably going to want some that's wider than this This is pretty narrow, but it works fine. I just put more strips in. But what I was going to say is, even if you have good luck pulling these strips out like they're supposed to without having to pry the battery up, you're still going to need to replace it with something because they're only good for one-time use. So you're going to need the adhesive like that. But anyway, so go ahead, and if you end up having to do it the way I did to pry it out using a little heat and stuff, be sure to put your vibrator back in here next. And then next, to install your battery, just grab your battery, set it right down in there, press down so it sits in there good, then go ahead and reconnect it. Next, you will just want to grab your battery plate, set it down on there, and put your 2 screws back in. Next, what you will want to do is reconnect this antenna wire right here. Now it's a little tricky, sometimes it takes a little doing to get it. And you'll just hear it snap right on. Make sure it's nice and good there. Then you can just grab your battery connector, pop that in, grab this connector, put that in, and then grab your battery plate connector and put your 2 screws back in. To reinstall the screen, just grab the screen, set it right down in here, and just start connecting the connector that's the furthest down, and just keep going in order. Middle one next, and then this one over to the side here. You can kind of feel them firmly snap into place there. You'll need to grab your shield right here and go ahead and put all 5 of those screws back in. Now if it's easier, what you can do is, if you get a couple screws in to hold this in place, you can kind of pull the screen off to the side here. Just be careful to not pull it too far, so you can just rest it down and put the rest of these in. So to put your screen back in, just grab your phone, and if you kind of tip this up right here, this is a little hard to see because I still have a screen protector here, but just kind of tip it up a little like this, keep it apart, and then get the top started down in here first, and then you can just kind of press the screen in and just work your way down around. Make sure that it's in all the way around, and go ahead and put your 2 screws back in the bottom. There you go, guys, you're all set. Thanks for watching.